Hey everybody, how are ya? It's Jeff, Glowing Double O Cabbage, back for another video. This time I'm going to be starting, this is the first in a bunch of, in a series that I'm going to start, just of doing reviews on records. I'm going to spend some time just talking about one particular record. And I just got this record today, but I've listened to it a few times. And I got it for $7.99. It's a really, really unique record. It's a record by a singer from the influential avant-garde bands Art Bears, Slap Happy, and what's the other one? Henry Cow, that's it. So anyways, that artist is Dagmar Krause. She's a German singer with very, very unique range in her vocal pitch, and she's like a vibrato alto singer kind of thing, unlike anything that I've ever heard, really. And this particular album is very much in the cabaret, avant-garde, almost musical like compositions. All the compositions were by composers that Dagmar Krause was influenced by. And the name of the album is Supply and Demand, and the songs that she is covering on this particular album are by Brecht, Wheel, and Eisler. Now, this album was released in 1988, I think. This is an original press. And let's see. Let me just check my notes. I do have notes because I'm that anal about this stuff. Oh boy. Okay, this was released on Hannibal Records in 1986, actually. 16 songs by German composers. Now, I broke down a little bit of information about each composer so you can kind of get an idea. All of which are, in their own way, avant-garde. Kurt Weill, I think you would say his name is. He's a German composer. He passed away in 1950. He wrote the influential song called Mack the Knife, of which there is a cover or like a representation of on here where Dagmar Krause actually sings it in German, which is really interesting to hear. And she does a fantastic bang-on job on it too. Weill was a hardcore socialist and used music to comment upon political issues of his time. So really interesting individual. All these people, I didn't really know much about these composers, but it's interesting doing the research and whatnot. Another German composer that is featured on this album is Hans Eisler, E-I-S-L-E-R. He's an Austrian composer and a member of the Communist Party of Germany. He wrote music for many different plays, many of which were the other composer on here, Brecht, and who is just an avant-garde theatrical guy, but I'll talk about him next. Eisler was placed on the Hollywood blacklist by McCarthy and was deported in 1948. Many artists of the time fought for Eisler to stay in the United States, but he ended up losing his bid. And he was deported, like I said, in 1948. Woody Guthrie was one of the people who tried to get him to stay. And he wrote a song called Eisler on the Go, which was covered by Wilco and Billy Bragg on the Mermaid Avenue CD and record or whatever. So many people supported him, but nevertheless he ended up having to leave. His contributions to to music has been influential by many other artists that followed him. The next German composer on this is Bertolt Brecht. He's a German poet, playwright, and theater director. Very prolific, and he fled the Nazis, and he was another artist that was blacklisted on the Hollywood blacklist by McCarthy. He was dubbed a communist. He, amongst others, the last 10, I think, refused to testify at the hearing, but nonetheless, he was deported. Brecht's influence can be seen in filmmakers like Lars von Trier and what's the other guy's name? Godard, Jean-Luc Godard, or whatever, however you say it. Sorry. So, what did I think of this album? it was really an eye-opener because I've never heard anybody sing quite like this. Another little tidbit about this album is Richard Thompson plays guitar and banjo on this, which I was surprised to see. I didn't know I think it's the same Richard Thompson that was in Fairport Convention and has a lucrative solo career. But oh, look who wants to be reviewed too. How you doing? Listen to Dagmar Krause. Sorry, that was a little bit of a... See, this is an avant-garde album, and it's been making me avant-garde in the head, yo. So, anyway, Krause sings in English for most of this album, and like I said, it's modern, avant-garde, vibrato, alto kind of singing, in the same vein as sort of Nina Hagen or Demanda Gallus comes to mind. But if you don't know her singing and you want to hear something unique and you like avant-garde music, check Dagmar Krause out because it's really interesting stuff. So thanks for listening to me talk about Dagmar Krause, and thanks for watching the very first review, and I hope what becomes a constant series of reviews of albums that I've been listening to and what I think of them. Because I really enjoy doing the research online. You know, because I learn as I go. Wikipedia is a huge help, so I mean anybody could find out this information, but it's kind of nice just to get, you know, told it by someone else, you know. So yeah, thank you for watching, and please comment. If you have any other recordings by Dagmar Krause that you would recommend to me, please feel free to let me know. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye-bye.